This week on Nice Idea, scientists in the US have found that the answer to the question of how cancer spreads to different parts of the body may actually lie with white blood cells, the body's defense system. In a healthy body, the reproduction, growth, and death of cells is very tightly controlled by lots of different factors. In cancer patients, the cells no longer listen to the instructions that they are given, and they grow and reproduce uncontrollably. Metastasis is the process by which cancer cells travel through the blood vessels from their point of origin into different organs and continue to grow. This is one of the most dangerous things about cancer, and it's how a melanoma can lead to lung, liver, or even brain cancer. How this process occurs is a question that has long puzzled scientists. A theory was proposed in 1911 by German pathologist Otto Achel. While looking at cancer cells through a microscope, he noticed that white blood cells attack the tumour, and he suggested that they might fuse to form a type of cell that can travel around the body. But this was difficult to prove. Because cancer cells are still the patient's own cells, their DNA does not differ much from the patient's white blood cells, so it's almost impossible to tell if the two have fused. To get around this problem, the researchers analysed DNA from a brain tumour in a patient who was originally diagnosed with a melanoma. But the key to this research was that this patient had previously received a bone marrow transplant from his brother. In a bone marrow transplant, the recipient is given stem cells from the donor's bone marrow. These stem cells eventually develop into white blood cells. Therefore, the patient had some of his brother's white blood cells that were genetically different to his own. So now the researchers were able to distinguish between the patient's DNA in the tumour cells and the brother's DNA in the white blood cells. And this is exactly what they found. When they investigated the brain tumour cells, they found genes from both the patient and his brother. This provides the first evidence, since the theory was proposed over 100 years ago, that cancer cells fuse with white blood cells, the very cells that are designed to protect the body from harm. Heard of some really cool science research? Let me know in the comments or on Facebook or Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe for more weekly updates from the world of science research.